how to use a shield for weapon sparring. That's what we'll answer in today's video. Hi, I'm Dylan Wilson, U.S. military veteran, professional stunt coordinator and armorer, and certified instructor with Commando Battle Tactics. Real-world tactics for real-world situations. All right, so we get questions sometimes about how we use a shield in combat. So we're going to show you two drills that we use, two of our basic drills that you can actually do yourself, and applies to, any system can use them, and you'll have a better idea of how we go about using a shield in combat. All right, so starting off, there are two essential basic shield types. One is a center grip shield, which is a shield that has a grip like this, and it could be a smaller shield, a great big shield like this, even bigger than this one. You get a center grip shield, and the other type is called a strapped shield, which has straps. Your arm is usually like this, and there's a strap that attaches to your arm. Captain America from the Marvel movies has a strapped shield. Now, it doesn't matter what style or what culture the art is that you practice, shields usually come in those varieties. So either you're going to hold them with a center grip, or you're going to have a strapped shield. Again, the shape and stuff doesn't matter, it's just the way that we actually hold them and wield them. Okay, so drill number one, I'm going to show you on both sides because we train everything ambidextrous, and then I'm going to show you the application. So here's the first drill. We're holding it like this. We hold the shield where we can still see over the top, not up high where it creates a blind spot. So we're still here so we can maintain our vision. This part of the shield is on our center line. So here it goes. From the other side. So that's from both sides. Now I'm going to explain to you the actual application of each movement. So the first, each of these movements is something we use in conjunction with a sword or an axe or what have you. So the first one here is what we call a shield thrust with the edge. So we call it shield thrust edge. And what it's designed to do, obviously, I mean, it can be a weapon in itself. We'll hit someone in the philtrum nose region, bam, to render them unconscious, or it could be in the sternum or in the frontal bones or something. Yet, for the most part, if you're using this as a training drill, imagine it as a method of spinning or turning the opponent's shield. So if I'm here with the shield and say you're now doing a shield thrust, you can shield thrust and open up my shield like this. Usually it's going to be more like this. So the shield thrust comes in and opens it up and exposes the arm for a strike. So usually when you're doing it, we're here and we'll do that. A shield thrust and an angle 13. So the moment that the shield pivots and exposes the arm is struck. So that's application of the shield thrust with the edge. The second that you saw after this is this motion, where the shield's about like this. We call this a shield ram, kind of like a battering ram. And what it's designed to do is trap the opponent's sword and shield against their body. So imagine this is you here, you're the shield, and I'm the opponent. As it comes in, it traps in like this. And that's actually what it looks like, right? So I can have my shield and sword like this, yet when that shield ram comes in, it traps the sword and shield against my body. And usually what we do for combat situations is we're here and we're delivering 2 angle 7s. So when that shield ram comes in, it's instantaneous. It traps, and then it's 2 strikes going in. It traps, and then 2 strikes are going in. So they have no time to react or counterattack because they're here, and then those 2 strikes are coming in, right? Now the third one is a way that we trap with the shield. We call it a shield weapons pushing hands, right? We have empty hand trapping, or in our empty hand portion of our system, we use a lot of trapping and stuff. The same thing we do with empty hand, we do with the weapons. Yeah, you can think of this as a trap with the shield. And it's usually used from the side. So the motion is this. You see that? So usually, say if I'm the opponent, you're coming in from this side, right? And so the shield would come in and trap my sword down. It's different from the shield ramp because that's usually from the front. It's usually done in this area. You're occupying this space with the shield ramp, and the trap is done with one hand and traps it down and opens them up. So if I'm demonstrating it and I have an opponent here, I'll move back some, it traps their sword like this. And we usually double thrust. Whenever we do thrust, we always double up on them. So here. And so each time, if we come in, it traps their sword and those two thrusts come right in. So if you're practicing it, that's why you see here, yeah, just to practice the shield movement itself is this. From both sides. So you're trapping their right arm and you're trapping their left arm. Their right arm, their left arm. Right arm, left arm. And that's the application of our first shield drill. Next, I'll show you our second shield drill. All right, so this is our second shield drill. There's only two that we do. So literally in the entire system, these are just the basic drills, and that's it. So the second shield drill is what we call a parry hit. We've seen some other systems that have a similar tactic, and they do it differently. And I'm going to show you how it looks. I'll demonstrate it 3 times on each side. Again, I'm on the center line. And from the side. All right. And the other hand. And now I'll explain the application. All right, so that tactic is what we called a parry hit. And what it's designed to do is if your opponent also has a shield, it's designed, so let's say their shield's like this so you can see it. And if you see how I am, if I have a sword and shield, I'm pretty well protected, right? Even if I'm here, I'm pretty well protected. Yet if this shield can be knocked to the side, it opens up the targets. Here, protected, knocked to the side, targets are open. So the shield hit, or as you were, the parry shield hit, is designed to open up that shield, right? So as it parries, actually it's more like this, as it parries, it opens up the targets, allowing you to thrust. So if I were actually to do it with the sword, here's how we do it. All right, I do it from the side, a little slower. Right? So that's what it's designed to do, is to open up the target. Now, the parry hit is something we do with empty hand. And the key thing to understand is about center lines and side lines. So if we are empty hand and we have an opponent throwing a strike at us with their fist, we'll parry and hit, right? So the first one parries that strike and hits them here in the side of the jaw. And the second strike hits them here. So strike 1, strike 2. So that once again, and here they bring the punch in, and we operate based on side lines and center lines. It's the same with the shield. We've seen some other systems that did it, and they weren't able to make it work consistently because they over-rotate. And so if you rotate, when you do the parry hit, it's only a motion from the arm, not a rotation from your waist, because you put too much energy into it. It's just a little parry, just to clear the line. When you over-rotate like this, it knocks the shield away, yet by the time you're ready to rotate back and strike, they've recovered. So you see I parry here, by the time I come back, the shield is back. Parry, and I rotate, the shield comes back, right? So the key thing is not to over-rotate. What you want to do is the weapon's already poised, and it's just this tiny motion where it travels from the center line to the sideline. I'll slow that down. Center line to sideline, and then it thrusts out. Center line to sideline, then it thrusts out. Center line to sideline, and then it thrusts out. Now, why do we thrust out? Again, it's a parry hit. So after the parry, the target is designed to hit the shoulder. Now, ideally, when it hits the shoulder, it's going to prevent that sword arm, because you're parrying their shield, and now your shield's coming in and striking them in the shoulder that holds the sword. So here's what happens. When you're attacking and the shield comes in, they can't hit you with their sword. You see that? Even if the range isn't there and your shield doesn't reach all the way to their shoulder, even if your shield is here, this is what happens when they try to hit you. So if you're here, right? You're here, that's what they see. So even if they try to counterattack at that point, they cannot hit you. So that's what you're actually doing when you're doing that shield parry hit. And we do a double thrust whenever we thrust. Now, we'll show you more of the applications with this. I'll have a partner in here with me in future videos. Today I'll just show you the drill. Yet since some of you may ask, you actually initiate your footwork the step before the parry, because the person's shield will be out of range if you just parry here. So you actually are stepping first and then parrying. So see, if this is out of range, the sword's out of range, and I say this is the other shield, I'm stepping first and parrying. So when you're practicing the drill, just make sure you initiate your step first, and after you step, you do the parry and then thrust like that. All right, and those are the only two shield drills for weapon sparring that we have in the entire system. It's the only ones that you need. All right, great. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Also, make sure to check out our website at commandobattletactics.com. Don't miss our next video when we share with you another combat training tip. See you next video.